Hey folks, welcome to Inside Armwrestling. Hey, you see what I'm wearing? These are the new WSA t-shirts. They have the new logo. Yeah, and if you look, it has WSA down there. You know, I'm trying to hide that midsection. I'll be honest with you, I had that couple of weeks of illness. Wasn't working out. Didn't stick to my diet. And you know what happens? I gained weight. But that's why I buy t-shirts a little bit bigger, because it hides the weight gain. Folks, let me tell you something. There is nothing better than a cotton tee that fits your body well and hides that weight gain. And WSA has brought to you a great t-shirt. Folks, all you got to do is hit me up on the DMs. Certainly let me know your size. I'll give you a link to make a payment. They're $30. It includes shipping and handling. It does not require any tax or any additional money, just $30 plus zero on shipping and handling. We'll cover the shipping and handling on the $30. We have red, we have blue. If you haven't seen them, go online. We have them posted. I'll have somebody modeling them here this week, so we'll get some better pictures out there. I know, folks, what you're saying is, Greg, do you really need a better model than you? And the answer is probably no. But the answer is sometimes you guys get a little bit, maybe a little bit overwhelmed with my face. Point being, I posted my son on Instagram this week, and what do you get? I get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views and likes on him. I post something on me, it's like crickets. So I'm going to get some real models out there. That way you can really get behind it. It's only $30. You buy them now or you buy them at the events. It's still going to be $30. The only difference is if you buy them now, you'll get it early enough. You could throw your name on the back if you want. If you've got some other sponsors you want to put on the sleeves, you could do that. It's a great way for you to build a shirt. And certainly for $30, it supports the event. Don't make a whole lot of money off of the shirts or anything like that. But you know what? It is a way to get the name out there. And if you are taking pictures with the shirt, tag us. We'd love to see it, love to have it. So, as for no further ado, welcome to Inside Arm Wrestling. Yes, I'm going with that clap today. The home of all news on arm wrestling, fitness, strength, and fitness competition. Today, we're going to do something we did last week. It seemed like it got a little bit of a good response, which I think is always important. We're going to do what's new, what's in the news, what's around the horn. This week, we're going to kind of look at some of the more prolific social media people when it comes to arm wrestling. It doesn't mean that somebody who's not on the top end of the social media accounts aren't important in their arm wrestling. It does mean that if we tag them and we put them on the thumbnails, we get many more views. So guys, listen, this is a business. You want us to put you on the thumbnail, take me off? That's a kind of a Photoshop to me, but that's all right. I'm not going to let anybody know other than our viewers that that's not me. You have to watch this episode to know that Anthony Photoshopped me. I certainly am not that cut up and in that good a shape. Obviously, the t-shirt tells no lies. It's a big one. So, around the horn today, let's start off with Knuckles Up Arm Wrestling. These guys have an event on May 11th out in Fort Lee, New Jersey. And I can tell you, by the look of it, they are putting some really good matches together. They have a code right now, Knuckles 10. Although I didn't know it was the 10th event, but actually it's the third. But it's Knuckles 10 for 10% off your pay-per-view purchase. I'm not sure what the pay-per-view is on this, but I will say that they do have quite a few matches out there. Looks like BJ Frakakis again is continuing to compete. We went over some of their card last time. I don't see any fall-offs out there. So it looks like to be a good card. Maybe 7 or 8 matches right now. But certainly May 11th is their event, Fort Lee, New Jersey. Follow the guys from Knuckle Up. Not quite sure how to get the pay-per-view on what streaming and what link. Let me click on that real quick, see if I can give you some more information. The link is in the bio. So if I go to the bio real quick, let's see, a little bit of awkward pause, insert a little bit of elevator music. All right, link to Linktree. Here we go, pay-per-view. We'll get the information for you right now. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 2 p.m. out here on the Pacific Time. I'll be honest with, oh, here it is. Knuckles up 3. Let's see if I press buy. Okay. So it's password protected. I don't have a password here on this computer. My apologies. It doesn't see, it doesn't show me an actual price range on it, but I'm sure it's pretty affordable to get, guys. Give them a watch. Give them a follow. And it is May 11th on pay-per-view. Now, going back around the horn, we've got some of our strength athletes. I kind of love to follow the strength athletes. I think some of the stuff they do is pretty impressive. Over to Leroy Walker's page, The Machine, Leroy the Machine Walker. He recently had a workout with Derek Smith and with Mega Mike. And these guys were doing some bicep workout. In the one video I'm watching here, Derek Smith starts it off at 255. Looks like he got one up. Leroy Walker's got a 255. Then it goes over to Mega Mike. And Mega Mike, the lightest of the two guys, he gets a static hold at 255. Pretty impressive stuff, guys. Let me tell you something. Bicep workout with Leroy Walker is no joke. He is a strong dude. So he's putting these guys through the paces. Definitely, they get the iron sharpens iron adage in there. But I will say that these three gentlemen are some of the strongest guys, certainly in California and across the country. Really fun to watch. And if you kind of watch on Leroy's page, you could see he's got the Duffalo bar lift. He's got some other videos. He had Paul Stevens in a couple of videos. So Leroy Walker, certainly someone to keep an eye on. He's always posting on the Instagram. And he gets pretty good engagement here, guys. Just looking at his engagement offhand, going over to his reels, they're averaging somewhere between 4,500 and 10,000 of views. I think that's pretty good. Some of his views get a little bit more. But somewhere in that 4 to 10,000 range. A couple of them kick over 10,000. Some are in the 20. The one video that's gotten 95,000 is when he's got somebody doing a backflip while he's doing 600 pounds on the incline bench. Certainly a great a great guy to watch, and certainly a great guy just to know. So follow Leroy's page. Flipping now over to Mr. Larry Wheels. Larry Wheels, let's see what's new on Larry's end. Posting a lot of people's personal bests, I see. That's always a fun thing, guys. I mean, here's a guy that really promotes others, which I'm always glad to see. Let's see if there's something that's in particularly strong. He had 87,000 likes on, let's see, he's doing a video for PR Sups. And in it, he's going to an incline press. You know, the hardest thing about these reels is you got to kind of watch them to get to where the meat and potato is. They do a pre-workout jam. His guy he's working out with goes 90 pounds. Larry's at 90 pounds. Looked like he took his sweatshirt off for a second, drops him. Again, shirtless Larry spotting. Larry with 110. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, as they say. Probably nowhere in arm wrestling. But now his friend and colleague there did 130s, stretching it. 150s now. Larry's going to spot him. He struggles to get one. Great job. Larry just easing up with 150s in the overhead military. Kind of give the bro a hug there. Larry gives him a pep talk. So that's a good video out there. You see a couple other videos Larry posted, looks like when he was dieting down for his competition. So always a fun page to watch. I mean, the man has 5.2 million followers. So, although every follower counts, let me put it in perspective, guys. If you're not watching him, there's something wrong, because 5.2 million other strength athletes are. He's worth the watch. Now we're going to flip over to one of my friends, and certainly another strength athlete in the world of strongman. We've got Brandon Allen. Looks like Brandon has posted some videos of him doing some isolated arm work on the arm wrestling table, his training table. He's using the multi-spinner in this one. This was 6 hours ago. So by Wednesday, it's 2 days out, doing 62, 65 pounds on this multi-spinner, really concentrating on staying tight, driving on that, making sure that, his connective tissue and his engagement is really strong here. And I like what I see on that. The only thing I might say with Brandon maybe is to pronate or maybe, get his wrist more into a hook position. I shouldn't say pronate because it's probably tough on that. But maybe, hook more or supinate a little bit more. See if he can make that move in a hook position. A lot of his matches end up in the hook. So for him to be flat-wristed like that, I think is a weird training perspective, although I'm sure he's training his weakness. But I would think that there might be another movement or two that may be a better value for him. Certainly, he is a strong dude. Brandon Allen, always good to watch. Stay on top of him. Certainly showing us some workouts out there. I'm going to pop over to another guy, a quirky guy. I like Paul Italia. Paul Italia's got his podcast. If you haven't watched his podcast, he's stirring the pot this week. He's had Sean Hancock on. He's had Igor on. He's been really trying to, I don't know what I would say. He's probably trying to heat up the water, see what will boil. But he has been really keying in, folks, on a lot of the international politics that are going on, the IFA versus the WAF drama. I stay out of it, to be honest with you guys. Even to report on it sometimes doesn't do a whole lot of good. There is really a power struggle, if you will, or a political struggle, if you will, out there in the world of governing bodies. But in the end, if you look at the IOC, the Olympic Committee, it is recognized WAF as really the governing body of arm wrestling until somebody is acknowledged or looked at in the same light, which I can tell you folks can be done. It's just a matter of really getting into the petitioning end of it and getting an organization that is well established and something that has a governance to it. Always tough to do, but I could tell you in the world of boxing, we had USA Boxing that handled a lot of the Olympic training for us versus IBA, which was the International Boxing Association. In terms of the two, the USA Boxing was recognized. Someone, if they want to get involved on a world level, if they get recognized as a governing body that can support a sport in a way that can govern it on a fair and functional end, could find themselves in the same position as WAF. But until that point, I think that there's always going to be some controversy, and certainly maybe some of it is rightfully so. However, it's not for me to tell you one way or the other until I put someone on the news report with me that may give us a different light. We'll just kind of follow it. But Paul Italia out there, he is definitely a pot stirrer. I like Paul. I don't think there's anything wrong with calling him a pot stirrer because a lot of his topics are very controversial, and certainly that's where he gets a lot of views from, is stirring the pot. One last tournament out there, guys, I really would like to go and hit upon, and let me see if I can find it. This is the Jason Vale tournament in New York. I think it's in May on the 17th. Mike Bisman and Steve Black run it. It is a sit-down strap tournament, if I'm not wrong. I have been wrong before, but I do know it is a strap tournament. It may not be sit-down, though. All right, so it's the third annual Jason Vale. Here it is. It is in New Hyde Park, New York, Saturday, May 18th at the UFC gym. It looks like there's about 178 people that have responded to it. Let me see if there is a description in here. It is a strap tournament. I am wrong. I do not believe that you have to sit down. Although if you've lost twice in a double elimination tournament, you'll sit down. That's where you go. But it's cash prizes, first, second, and third for all pro men's classes. Guys, if you got a chance to go out and support these guys, it's always a worthy cause. With these guys, they do a great job. And certainly they are the host for me on the Atlantic City side. So if you got a chance on May 18th, head on over to the UFC gym for the third annual Jason Vale Memorial Tournament. hosted by Empire Arms and Mike Bisman and Steve Black. If you need to contact them, Mike is on Facebook only from what I can see. Steve is on Facebook and on Instagram. So if you need to get a hold of these guys, that's the way to do it. And folks, that brings us to another Around the Horn. I don't know if there's a swing in there. I don't know if I've got to go woo-hoo-hoo. I've seen something like this fly away or some sort of skit that's going viral these days. I don't know what it was. I saw it on TikTok. I'm a TikToker at night. I get lost in the sauce sometimes before I go to bed. But I saw some sort of sporting thing out there. You know what? I'll have to look it up for next time. But anyway, for this time, remember, folks, we want you to train hard. We want you to pull smart. We want you to lift safe. This has been Greg Sharp, another episode of Inside Arm Wrestling. Doing my little drum roll here, please, at the end. Like, subscribe, and notify. Follow us on World Series of Arm Wrestling. And get involved with one of these great t-shirts. Look at this. I'm going to get out of my seat for this one, folks. Woohoo! Look at that WSA. Turn around. Boom, boom. You can see all of the locations on the back. I feel like I'm in a pro wrestling match. Anthony's probably trying to figure out how to zoom me in. It's been another great episode, folks. Have a great week. Folks, if you like these stories and you want to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe to our page. Also, hit the notification bell underneath the video so that way you're notified every time a new video comes out. And if you're on social media, specifically Instagram, go to the World Series of Arm Wrestling Instagram page. Please follow it. We'll try to follow you back, but it'll keep you up to date with all of the news and events in the world of arm wrestling.